Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape,
vinyl tape, carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave, Life's Coming Attraction. I am your host, Kevin Wortham. Listen, if you are a spirit drinker, then I think that this episode, this conversation will be for you and be most enjoyable and informative. Brother Damien, welcome to the platform. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we want to give, before we get started, we want to give a big shout out to KJ Jones, my brother, Pitt alumni. He put us in contact. Right. And so we're just going to roll into this conversation. So what brings you to the platform today? What business, what entrepreneurial venture did you start?
I am the founder, president, CEO of Interstate Vodka, California-based, 8 times distilled vodka company.
Wait, let's start all over. Wait. Vodka company.
Vodka company.
8-time distilled, and you're African. And you're African American.
Yes, sir, I am.
How did we get into this lane, brother? Talk to me.
Oh man, the idea was way it really started as a what I would like to consider myself as a serial businessman.
Yes,
I'm always thinking of ways to get involved in commerce. What will work? How can I make money?
Yes.
When I go outside and I look at the world, everything has a price on it, from a tree down to a blade of grass.
Yes.
And I was thinking of a commodity that I could try to control. Water's taken, well, that's very difficult. Land is very difficult. Electricity. These things were the things that I looked at initially, and light came on in my head one day, and I said, well, let me try alcohol.
Okay.
There's plenty of room, and it's not one of those things to where, it's out there already, but you can produce a better product, or you could put a different spin on something that already exists.
Yes.
Sort of like what they do with bottled water and some of these other things, and it just made sense for me.
Now,
got into it.
Did you have a background in alcohol or alcohol sales?
None at all. I knew absolutely nothing about. I had no clue. It was just something that I wanted to do.
So why vodka and not another spirit? Why vodka?
Vodka is easier to produce.
Okay.
And I could produce a product and move it to market almost immediately versus doing a brandy, scotch, or whiskey or the browns that require that they have to have some shelf time.
Okay. Now let's get into the deepness of this. When did you come up with this idea to do vodka? What year was that?
2018.
2018. And so from 2018, what was that process? Did you go to school? Did you do research? Did you hang out at the library? Did you work at a distillery? I mean, how did you acquire your knowledge?
It was a lot of research,
Okay.
just late nights, early mornings,
Yes.
up on the hunt for information. I'm truly believe that you can learn, or you could figure out how to do anything that you want if you are willing to put the time in and search for the knowledge, for the information.
Very
You
true.
can do it.
So when did your first batch of Interstate Vodka come out?
August 2021.
Okay, so from 2018 to 2021, that was just like trial and error, learning, research, marketing, getting it together.
Right. I call it development. In one word, just that's what I did for
Gotcha.
a couple of years, just
Gotcha.
getting ready.
Now, this is your company, I understand, but did you have any partners that were along to help you with various aspects of the business or of development?
I do have two partners.
Okay.
One is a childhood friend of mine. We've been friends since the 7th grade.
Yes.
And another, we go back just as long. When I started this, or when I came up with this idea, I thought about friends and family or people that I thought may be a good fit. And I actually lobbied the idea to some friends and some family. Some people saw the vision, and the two that are still here are here. And then some people didn't think that it was real, or, I can't really speak to people's thought process.
Gotcha.
But here we are.
Now in the vodka space, prior to you getting into there, were there any people of color that were occupying that space?
There are several other brands
Okay.
that are Black owned that I've come to see, and I even have some relationships with some other brands where we actually exchange and trade information and help each other out. So I'm not the only one. There are several. It's just a matter of, like anything else, who's going to do it the best.
Got you. So now, if we're looking at the business plan, and I assume that you've done the business plan, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What would be your distinctive advantage? What would be something that would stick out versus the other vodkas or the other spirits that one could choose from? Why would someone want to choose yours?
Because I'm 8 times distilled. On average, vodkas are only distilled up to around 6 times.
Okay.
Initially, I wanted to distill up to 10 times. There's only one other vodka that I know of that has a very high distill count.
Yes.
And that's Absolute Vodka, not to drop another brand, but
understood.
There are some that go through the distillation process a lot of times, and on average, I'm distilled more than most of the average brands that are out there.
So that would be distinctive marketing for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, and I must apologize that while we were prepping for this episode, and it's Friday that we're taping, man, it would be nice if I had a little sip of the Interstate Vodka and a cigar. Come on, brother. So listen, after this show is over, I'd like to get a little small sample, right? Because I'd like to help you out on the East Coast. But okay, so here we go. Are you operating out of a lab, out of your basement? How did you get started?
I have a partnership with a larger company that they do the science.
Yes.
I come in and I tell them what I want, how I want it to be.
Yes.
And we go back and forth. And prior to arriving with the product that we have now,
yes, we
had probably 7 different versions of it.
Yes.
And I like this one or don't like this one.
Okay.
Move on to the next one until we got it dialed in to where it was where I wanted to be. As when you talk about business, you don't have to always know everything. You just need to know where the people are that know the things that you want to know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now, when you say dialed in, that meant that there were many late nights of just sampling vodka, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know that was fun.
Yeah.
So how do you go about sampling vodka? You do all the batches that you've made, or you do your batch versus the existing vodkas in your marketplace?
I've done both.
Okay.
You know, I initially you do want to hold your product up against what's out there,
Yes.
because that's the standard.
Yes.
So at the minimum, you have to stand next to the bigger existing brands, and then in your own space, you develop your product and you make your product the best that you can make it. Whatever it is you enjoy, whether it's a brandy, a whiskey, a cognac, a vodka, a gin, or whatever, it had to go through a process to arrive where it is. And hopefully the brand is presenting you with the best version of the product that they have.
Yeah. Now, Damien, my next question is, so while we're going down this road of discovery, did you reach out to the very first people of color that had done a vodka or an alcoholic beverage? Did you reach out to them to kind of get some inside thought?
No.
Okay.
I did not. It was you know how they say love or enjoy the journey?
Yes.
I don't have a problem with searching for information
Okay.
on my own.
Okay.
You know, this is how, for me, this is how you learn, and this is how you get better at what you do.
No, I respect that, but I guess my question was just to understand the brotherhood of black distilleries or black distillers.
It's I can't speak to how many there are out there.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of black brands out there, but it's always a collaboration amongst several different cultures or peoples.
Yes.
To arrive here, for it to be all inclusive of one. I don't know of one that is, you know, the heads of the companies, the CEOs, the tip of the spear. Yes.
Got you. Now, with the number of black distilleries or the black people doing vodka, do you guys have like a yearly festival or an event?
Most of us are so new.
Yes.
But we have been talking about doing just that.
Man, woo. And you know, here's the funny thing about it. So after I sample your product, I may just switch gears and become a Interstate, right, vodka drinker.
Right.
But right now, man, I'm all day, every day. Well, not all day, every day, but all day, all evening tequila. You know, I've got to work in the daytime. but I would love to see a vodka festival, man. Right? Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
That would be great.
Now, what were some of your bigger challenges that you had to overcome while you're moving into this space?
Oh wow, these challenges. I wouldn't. Financing.
Welcome to the club, right?
Financing. I mean, if I'm going to say anything was a feat or a challenge,
yes,
it was financing, and I only say that because Interstate Vodka exists now, and it's in retail stores.
Yes,
and I didn't borrow a dime from a bank. This entire company is built between myself and my co-owners, my buddies that I brought in with us. So my goal was for us to stay in total control over our product.
Yes.
And not have to run behind bills.
Now, you had mentioned retail stores. How many retail stores are you guys currently in?
We're at 29 stores. So in the past, yes, sir.
That's wonderful, man. Wow.
Over the past 13 months, we've acquired 29 locations.
Wow. That's fantastic. And so when you go to acquire, or when you're placed into these retail spaces, How do people come to know about your product? Do you have a sales team?
Where you're talking to the lead salesman.
Okay. Okay.
It's 360 degrees, and it's the beauty of learning how to run your business. You have to know it on every level.
Yes. Now, in terms of financing, even though you guys did it yourself, was there ever an offer for you to take outside money from an investor, from a bank?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the reason why you turned it down? I mean, I know the obvious, because you want to be in total control, but what were some of the other reasons why you wanted to turn it down? Or you turned
outside of that, we, the personalities, the characters, the minds were already at the table.
Gotcha.
And for someone to make a financial investment will give them a voice. And unfortunately, we didn't need any more opinions.
I understand that one. Too many. I love it. Too many opinions. I got you. So now, what would be some of your regrets?
I don't have any.
Wait, hold up. You have no regrets whatsoever regarding the business operation and startup and how you've moved it forward? Not at all. Wow.
Not at all.
That's a first, but hey, listen, brother, I respect that. That's all right.
I say this to for myself and any small business person or entrepreneur. Once you go from a concept, something that you dreamt up in your head, and it turns into something tangible, something that you are holding in your hand.
Yes.
You are a success.
Got you. Okay.
It doesn't matter if you go around the world and back from that point on.
Yes.
It does not matter. The win and the success is in the fact that you set out to do something.
Yes.
And you did it.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the name. Where does the name Interstate come from? What does that mean for you and your team, your partners?
The interstate runs across the entire nation.
Yes.
Everybody has an interstate that runs through their state.
Okay.
This is something. The interstate brings us all together.
Yes.
So, in essence, people come together when they have drinks.
Very true.
So here we are. Another thing that really helps us that's simple is memory through repetition.
Yes.
You'll see the Interstate logo across the country.
Yes.
Only thing that may change on it is it won't say Vodka on it. It might say the 10 or the 95 or the 605 or whatever your area interstate is. Gotcha. It's there.
Well, I love it, man. I love it. So now, as we're moving the company forward, what does the company look like 3 years from now versus 5 years from now?
3 years from now, we want to continue to have an impact and imprint on the West Coast.
Okay.
5-year plan is to join the coast. We're going to go from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Okay. Well,
we want it all eventually.
Listen, if there's some way that the podcast, the Entrepreneur Enclave, can get you quicker on the East Coast, you let me know. Now,
yes, sir, I will.
My next question is, and I'm going now. I'm jumping in personally. At what point did you decide to sever your ties with your full-time gig?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
I still do both.
What? Okay.
I still do both.
Okay. And so why did you make that decision to still do both?
Interstate Vodka is my child.
Yes.
And my child is walking.
Yes.
Standing and walking. And I still need to make sure that I can support my child.
Okay.
Versus my child being out there doing his own thing. I have to be able to help it along.
Understood. Fair enough. So in a course of a week, how many hours are you devoting towards Interstate Vodka?
Hmm. Oh, wow. I would say, everything almost, when I'm awake, it's work.
Got you.
If I'm working, I'm still working.
Got you.
I wake up working, I go to sleep working. So
Understood.
it's an unlimited amount of time. It's
Yeah.
times where I wake up out of my sleep. It may be 2 a.m.
Got you.
and I hop up and I have things on my mind and I go get on my computer and I work.
Now I'm going to ask this question too. Now, I'm probably out of place. Some vodkas tend to be trending. Is your vodka trending? Meaning, is it just straight vodka, or it has like a flavor, like raspberry flavor? You know.
I consider myself a traditionalist.
Okay.
And I'm not into the trends.
Okay.
What's popular, because fads come and go.
Yes.
And regular vodka, straight vodka has survived all this time without a twist.
Yes.
And I believe it always will. So the way that Interstate Vodka is produced and presented, it's a standalone. If you wanted to, you can shoot Interstate Vodka.
Yes.
People don't shoot vodka, but you could shoot this vodka. You could drink it neat.
Yes.
This appeals to the traditional vodka drinkers, and if other folks would like to put a twist on it or something like that, I promote you infuse or do it yourself.
Got you. Okay. Okay.
And that's the beauty of vodka. That's what makes vodka so versatile.
Yes.
You can buy a bottle of Interstate Vodka, take it home, and do whatever you want with it.
Yes.
Versus buying something that's already prepared and you got what you got.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, with you and your partners, how often do you guys gather to meet and to tinker with the existing recipe? Or are you comfortable with the existing recipe?
Yeah, the recipe is done for now, unless we do something different and come out with a gold label or a silver label, or we do a something special where we bump it up a notch. But as of right now, it's spot on. Everybody loves it.
Now, and I guess this is a proprietary question. And perhaps a secret too. The vodka, that whole process, that is proprietary, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there's no way I can ask for you to tell me what grains you use or anything of that nature.
Not at all.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of one of those trade secret types of things. But
I'm just asking. Yeah. I just thought I would ask for the podcast. So it's almost like KFC. You got your 11 spices, right?
Right. 11 herbs and spices. You like the chicken, but we're not going to tell you what's in it.
I got you. I wonder, does vodka and chicken go together?
It sure can.
Okay.
Vodka goes with anything.
That's what I wanted, especially Interstate, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's start way in the beginning.
Okay.
Damien is a young man. He's a young boy. Did you always have this entrepreneurial spirit about yourself? And what was your first business venture?
First business venture I ever had, I was in junior high school.
Yes.
I like electronics and things of that nature.
Okay.
I learned how to put ceiling fans up.
Okay.
So all summer,
I
put ceiling fans up, and
around the neighborhood.
And family. Once the word got out, and he knows how to do it, and he's good.
Yeah.
Call him.
That's all right.
And it started that way.
That's all right. And so as we are fast forwarding, right? You said originally that you were looking for something that would, I guess, almost become like a self-seller, and you settled in on vodka. Why not?
Yes.
Why not beer? Was beer too advanced for you at that time? And when I say advanced, I mean not that it was like over your head in terms of knowledge, but was the market too saturated to bring about another beer?
The market is saturated with everything,
Okay.
and with a beer just didn't come to me.
Okay.
Vodka made more sense.
Okay. Now what's your favorite spirit, or what was your favorite spirit prior to the vodka?
Prior to vodka, I drank a lot of cognac.
Wow.
I did.
Wow. And so you weren't interested in developing like a cognac-esque beverage, but
I am, and I still would like to, but it's a lot of politics when it comes to developing a cognac.
Yeah. And if my memory serves me correctly, cognac is only produced in a certain region of France, correct?
There you go. Those are the politics that I'm speaking to.
Yeah. Well, you make enough money with Interstate, you can set up your international office over there to do your cognac, right?
Eventually, yes.
Yeah.
Eventually. Or keep it American and develop a brandy.
Okay.
Same thing.
Because I had an idea for the cognac, right?
Yeah.
And you heard it first on the podcast. 7 C's. 7 C's cognac, right?
There you go.
All right then, right? So listen.
Yeah.
That name is locked into the internet forever. So if I never meet you, if I never see you, I'm coming after you for my royalties, brother.
Right. I'll just have to change it and call it 8 Rivers or something.
All right. Always try to stay one step ahead of the man.
You got to.
That's funny. That's all right. Yeah. But so now, how did you go about, winning your first retail store? What was that whole process like, bro?
Oh boy, you're talking about coming in on bending knee.
Yes.
It was a learning process. It was a learning curve. Learning what to say.
Yes.
Learning what they were looking for. What really helped me out a lot was I knew a couple people that owned a couple places.
Yes. I
knew a gentleman that owned a store, and I knew a gentleman that owned a bar.
Okay.
And both of these gentlemen opened their arms to me and allowed me to come in and just ask them a few questions.
Okay, cool.
Because they are the retailers, the store owners, the bar and grills, these places, they do this. So, what's a good price point? What is this? What is that? And I was fortunate enough to have people to give me some good information.
Now let me. So within the vodka industry, is the vodka industry similar to the cola industry? Meaning that when you go into the stores, sometimes the stores may put Coke and Pepsi ahead or further because they're paying for slotting fees.
Yes.
So it works almost the same way then.
Yes.
So how does
like that?
So how does your vodka become or is at the forefront in someone's mind?
It's for me. I like it to be organic and generic.
Yes.
You can throw a bunch of money behind something if you like, and it still doesn't do what you need it to do.
Yes.
You have to get out here and market and put your product out here. And if you're a little product like mine, and my biggest retailer is Total Wine and More.
Yes.
And it goes into what you were talking about, shelving and placement and all that great stuff. Now, if I have more people coming in looking for Interstate vodka than they do for the person that they're giving that premier shelf space to, they're going to be inclined to move me on their own.
Okay.
It'll only make sense.
Okay.
I know.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Damien. I'm sorry.
We're talking finances now because that shelf space is bought.
Yes.
I may not be able to move them out of their space, but I may sit next to them.
Okay. Now, typically, when someone is placing an order, what is the order size, and do you have a minimum?
I don't have minimums.
Okay.
Because I don't want to force anybody to carry more inventory than they want to.
Okay.
I want them to be happy with when they come do business with Interstate Vodka. I don't want them to feel like they're getting pushed around.
Okay. But I mean, you would say at least 2 bottles.
Well, we don't sell bottles; we sell cases.
Cases, okay. So you would say at least a minimum 1 case then.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever you have to buy a case. I don't sell individual bottles.
Gotcha.
I sell cases. So you get what you like. I have some retailers that make large orders, and I have some that make small orders, and I treat them all the same.
Understood. Now, do you go back on a weekly basis, a monthly basis, just to see your customer?
I try to, because like I said, I am, and my partners, we are the sales team also.
Yes.
So we have to follow up and make sure that our customers are happy and our customers have product or anything that they may need, and make ourselves available so we can help them.
Okay. Did we cover everything? Oh, I know what I forgot to ask. There we go. So when we were prepping, I was asking about you sending me your bio and your headshot.
Yes.
And you said you could send me your bio, but you preferred not to do the headshot, and you would want to do the headshot, or you would allow the headshot to be the logo of Interstate. So I thought that was quite interesting. Can we pick up that again?
Sure.
What was the reasoning behind that again, as to why you wanted your headshot to be the logo of your company? Why was that?
My face is not important.
Gotcha.
The brand is what's important.
Yes.
My name is not important.
Okay.
You look at other large companies. You're a tequila company.
Yes.
You love it. You drink tequila.
Yes.
You have no idea. You don't know who the owner is. That's not important.
Yes.
It's what's. I have to put the brand out there first. The brand is everything.
Yes.
Damien is. I am a tool of the brand.
Okay.
I work for the brand.
Understood.
So I can't say it. I can't say it enough. That and when it comes to the importance, it's the brand first. It's always the brand.
Yes. I love it, man. I love it. What advice would you give a young entrepreneur, and what would you give a entrepreneur in general? What advice would you give them? What sage advice would you give them?
Don't take no for an answer.
I love it. And why shouldn't they take no for an answer?
Because no is just a word.
Understood.
And if no is something that somebody will tell you, and if it was an object to hold, and you had the ability not to accept that object, would you accept that object?
Understood. Got you.
Don't let nobody stop you.
What would be in this journey, right, Damien? What would be your most memorable up to this point? What would be your most memorable story that you would want to share, or what would be some of your sage advice that you would want to share with others?
Most memorable story is, just seeing the look on my mom's face.
Yeah. Okay.
And she's known me my entire life, of course, and to see me accomplish something like this,
yes,
or to walk in a store, a big chain store, and we've all been going in stores our entire lives and picking things up off the shelf.
Yes.
And to have something that I created or own or navigate,
yes, be
in there, it changes the game. It's why do you don't have to be change the paradigm. If you want to be a buyer, be a buyer. If you want to be a seller, be a seller.
Yes.
But everything that we look at, all these products that we see, they started out just like this. It was a small company once upon a time.
Yes.
It was somebody's idea or somebody's dream, and they acted on it.
Yes. I love it. I love. So I know your mother has the biggest smile when she walks and says, "Let me get a bottle of Interstate vodka." Or Damien,
Yeah,
guess who? Damien, guess who houses has
right,
Interstate vodka?
right, right.
You know Sally from the church. She's got 2 cases.
Right, right. I mean, it's just little stuff like that.
Don't tell the pastor.
Right. Don't tell the pastor we drink it. But
Yeah.
it's that's how it. That stuff is great. You
I
know,
love it,
just
man.
to be developing a legacy and trying to build something that can continue on
Absolutely.
longer than me.
Absolutely. Now, do we let's give some shout out to some people. Who do you want to give some shout outs to, Damien?
My co-owner Jason Goss, Anthony Calhoun, Gardena, California.
Yes.
Total Wine and More. You put me on the spot with that one. It's my family, my brothers. Everybody that's been next to me on this journey.
Yes.
KJ Jones.
Absolutely, KJ. Hail the pit. Got you.
Yeah.
I got a funny one for you, right? So
Okay.
the very first batch that you made, did someone say, "Man, this tastes like piss"?
No, it's been accepted very well, and
Even
the
first batch, Damien?
the first batch, because
What?
see, here's the thing with we're going back to quality control.
Yes, sir.
I can't let it come out if it's not ready to go.
Even as the sample batch, you couldn't do that either?
No, all of our samples were pretty good.
Okay. I got you.
I see where you are now. The ones that we did inside. No, we didn't have any bad ones.
That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Perfect quality control. That's what I want to hear, brother. That's all right.
Yes, sir.
Now there's a company on the internet called Grizzly. Have you heard of them before?
Yes, I am familiar with Grizzly.
Could I go to Grizzly and get your product through Grizzly?
I'm working on a deal with Grizzly now to see if we can get something going.
Wow.
What I recommend people do if they want to buy online, especially those that are outside of California,
yes,
that you go to Emilio'sBeverageWarehouse.com.
Okay.
And you can order Interstate Vodka, and they will ship it anywhere in the United States.
Okay, but if I want like the podcast sample,
you will get it from me. I will send you a bottle.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want the whole podcast listening audience to hear that, but we got it on the record now. That's all right.
It's on record. It's on record. No problem.
And I've got the right cigar I'm going to pair it with as soon as you send that to me, brother. Man,
okay.
I'm excited. I'm excited because I think that as we were prepping for this, I told you, I'm a tequila drinker, and you said that your vodka was going to change my mind, and so I need my mind changed, especially this weekend. I had a very productive week, so I'm looking forward to that. Damien, have we because remember now, this is the Unabridged platform, so I want to give you the time to share your story, because one of the things I know that in this day and age and in this time, right, we know the product, but we never know the backstory. We never know what drives you, the entrepreneur. What was driving you? What continues to drive you? Please share that with us right now.
I like the idea of business.
Yes.
I'm just at home with it.
Okay.
I've been this way my entire life. If I was the kid I was in the neighborhood, and I build bikes for other guys.
Yes.
If you need your bike put together, if you want your bike painted or something like that, bring it to me. I got you.
Gotcha.
It just makes sense to me.
Gotcha. Have we covered everything, Damien?
I believe we have.
Okay.
I believe we have.
Now, if we haven't, the platform is always open to you. You're always welcome to come back and to share more. But before we leave, give us the contact information as to how folks can reach out to you, and how they can perhaps purchase some of this delicious Interstate vodka.
You can reach me on social platforms, Interstate Vodka Facebook, Interstate Vodka Instagram. Also, you can log on to interstatevodka.com to see all of our locations, to get event information. You could create a free account to where you'll be on our mailing list. And as we grow and things change, we'll keep you up on everything that Interstate Vodka has going on.
Damien, listen, nothing but continued success, man. I am so humbled to have you on this podcast. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I got a question for you. Wow, here we go.
Okay.
Have you seen and I'm probably going to mess this up, so stay with me. Have you seen the explosion of people of color entering into the liquor industry over the past 10 years or 5 years?
Oh yeah, it's been insane.
Yeah. Now, why is that? Why is that?
I do not know.
Okay.
I laugh about it myself when I think about it because everybody's doing it. Everybody. I think the past couple of years in the nation had a real impact on people and how people live and what people thought.
Okay.
And I think we have more entrepreneurs now than we ever had before. Everybody's looking at doing something,
Yeah.
whether it's liquor or clothes. I dream of having my own line of vehicles one day.
Wow.
Anything is possible.
Here's my take on that. I think that when we had the George Floyd, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, we had the pandemic. I think a lot of folks were, when you couldn't work, I think a lot of folks were saying, now that I can't work, let me really do something that I'm truly passionate about. So I think that was like the major impetus that was driving folks to start thinking about, what am I really passionate about?
I agree.
And I've got all this time on my hands because I can't go to work. I can't be around people. So let me just get in my workshop, my kitchen, my basement. Let me tinker with something.
I agree. The pushing people out of their comfort zone,
Yeah,
forced people to look at life different.
and
You have to.
And then the other thing too, while we were in the Breonna Taylor, George Floyd pandemic mode, right? We were also having a true reckoning of thought, right? And what I mean by that is we were beginning to recognize the historical value as people of color and all the great things that we've done for this country. And I think people started to throwing out names of research. And I think one of the biggest ones was Uncle Nearest, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think Uncle Nearest was coming out at about that same time where we were realizing that Jim Beam didn't do what he did without him. It was Uncle Nearest that taught him how to do the making of this Tennessee whiskey, I guess, right?
Well, as a person of color in the United States,
Yeah.
You have to take a step back and take stock in what you, in the bottom of your heart, what you know
Yes.
is true.
Yes.
We built the country.
Absolutely.
What you see in popular media and in history is a misrepresentation.
Yes.
So and this goes back to why I say don't take no for an answer.
Yes.
If you let someone else tell you what your truth is, then that's what your truth is going to be.
Yes, sir.
If you sit back and believe that we aren't making contributions in this country,
Yes.
then you're wrong.
Yes.
Because it's a lot of things in this country that exist
Yes.
due to us.
Absolutely.
And what I find interesting here as of late is this country has been around for quite some time. We've been in this country for quite some time.
Yes.
And we are still finding out new things about us.
Yes. But I think there's slowly and surely those multiple days of reckoning. It's like every day there's a day of reckoning. There's an hour of reckoning where there's new information coming out that we as people of color can really be proud of.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I'm speaking to.
Yes, sir.
How is it that there is so much, and I hold my hands up, and as I drive, how are we finding new information? And we've been here for so long.
Yeah.
Where's this information been all this time?
Yeah.
You didn't think we wanted to know?
Yeah.
Uncle Nearest.
Yes.
We're talking something that's a couple of 100 years old, probably.
Yeah.
And what took so long for the information to come out?
Yeah.
And that's just one story.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's multiple. Yep.
It's who knows?
Yes.
It changes everything.
Yes, it does. Thank you, brother.
You got it.
Damien, listen, one more time, Interstate Vodka, man, I love you, the work that you and your team are doing. Nothing but much success, man, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Let's us talk and text. Let's stay connected, brother. Peace.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
All
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Bye-bye.
You got it. Bye.
That concludes another episode of the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. If you have any questions or comments about any of our episodes, please call 609-731-9311 or email kevin@minding-our-business.com. We look forward to joining us for our next one. Until next time.